So who's going in first? Got him?
Probably me.
Do we need a dice roll off? See who actually goes first? I can make this happen.
He goes in first.
Is it because there was a script error?
No, it's because I rolled a percentile dice and I got a low percentile.
Alright. Well, Lamb, high or low?
I got a 72.
Okay. High or low?
High.
Alright, well, Sundeep goes in first.
Okay. He's saying he rolled low on a percentile. So low percentile.
I rolled a d20 and then learned that he learned percentile, and then I was going to see if you have a decline in with them or not, for sure. I rolled a 5 if you're wondering. Alright, Sundeep gets there first. Enters the building. Presumably talks to someone about the actual contest itself, and the person at the desk points off to the room to their right. Sundeep's left. Heading through there, he is led into a... what do I call it? A dojo, but not quite a dojo.
Kind of like a sparring room.
Just training hall?
Training hall, sparring room, training hall. Something along those lines, yeah.
A place where they teach you to do the punching.
Yeah, pretty much. Inside, he can see what appears to be multiple monks, along with people of other walks of life. And just some empty mats on the floor for presumably them to sit at. Sundeep finds a mat, I presume.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe on an edge somewhere.
Alright, well, as Sundeep is finding a mat, Cardum walks in. You guys just missed each other by like 2 minutes. Give or take.
Yep.
Cardum walks in, presumably there's a sign now that just points to the fucking doorway.
They were drawing one when fucking came in.
Yep.
I'm probably stretching.
And
my legs to fall asleep.
well, Cardum then also gets to the same training hall stretching room. Punching facility.
Punching facility.
Sounds good, doesn't it? Punching
It's a
facility.
punch bar.
Yeah, it's vertical. Perfect.
This is the room of Fist. The other is the room of Boulder.
Where all you do
Together
is
in the
just
middle.
roll the damn thing. It's like that one fucking Greek myth about the dude who fucked with Zeus and now he has to roll a boulder up a hill for eternity.
Sisyphus?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Sounds right.
Is Oedipus complex?
No.
Yeah, Sisyphus.
Yeah, Sisyphus. Damn it.
Yeah, Sisyphus. Double
I
damn
typed
it.
in guy rolling boulder up mountain to try and beat Jared. Because I was like, oh, Jared's gonna look it up. I gotta beat him.
That's
Rolling
an
boulder up
interesting
mountain.
Google right there, Marcus.
But yeah, Carter's gonna also go and find a mat.
I remember that because of Zay Frank. Like Sisyphus, I am bound to hell.
Alright, well, a few minutes go by, and someone that you guys have at least seen / briefly met before enters the room to address everyone. If you're wondering, it is the old man, person, guy, human that was seen at the priest bottle. Talking to the dwarf in the corner. May have been making some references. Know who I'm referring to at this point?
No?
He lives for this.
Is it the one friend?
I think I might have missed something, Kel. What are you asking?
I was wondering if everyone picked up on who walked into the room to address Cardum, Sundeep, and the rest of the people in there, but I guess not. It is the one. It is the old guy, the old man human that was speaking with Unan in Dwarven. He's the one that told him about visiting Mirefall to join the military.
I don't know if any of the other characters even realized about that conversation, other than me saying that I was informed about it.
True.
Well, it's more
Yes, but he
asking
was
if
asking the
anyone's
players.
realized who the character's supposed to be.
Well, I'm trying to refer back to them being, oh, okay, your characters probably would have seen him. They've actually been in the priest bottle quite a bit. Granted, they've been unmentioned a lot of the times, but they've been in the priest bottle quite a bit. So your characters are probably bound to have seen him. along with the dwarf and, well, Zoan, Lamb's character would have intimate knowledge of.
Is me and Tate's characters there at this point, or are we still in the square?
Wait, where?
You guys would still be in the square doing the test.
Okay.
But yeah, it's technically Reinhardt, but it's not Reinhardt. But it's that character.
It's Reinhardt minus the hammer.
Actually, he has a hammer.
Oh shit.
He has a hammer of thunderbolts.
Thor?
No. There is a subclass of cleric called Crusader, and Hammer. Hammer fits that. For reference, you do not fuck with him. He's wearing heavy armor with a hammer, and is technically level 20.
Nah, I was just thinking about making a different joke.
Hmm?
Has to refer to something that happened in Overwatch a while ago.
Hmm.
This is the top 10 list joke.
Oh. Well, anyway, any case. He enters the room, doesn't entirely notice Garnham and Sundeep in there from the priest model. Begins addressing everyone.
Silence.
Welcome, everyone, to, the Boulderfist Guild. Or the Monks Guild, known as Boulderfist. I'm a special speaker on their behalf today because, well, I don't know, they asked me to. I've been told that you guys are going to be doing a concentration check. Or concentration test, rather. Not check.
And now Reinhardt knows how to break the fourth wall.
Yeah, with a hammer. He would destroy the other 3 walls. May as well break the 4th one with a hammer. After that, he can break the floor by hammering down.
And he is now a god of Pathfinder.
He might actually become a god. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead yet.
Hey, need to be at least level 35.
He's already 35th the way there, Tate. And yes, I can be reduced. No, I don't feel like doing it in my head right now.
Well, every level past 20 is like going from level 1 to 20. I don't think it's that severe, but...
Tate, also keep in mind the guards in this town are level 30.
Do they have mythic tiers?
Like, there's a reason why the necromancers came after Carnum. They didn't stand a chance against the guards. And they were pissed. But back to Thindrar, as I named him, speaking. So, the concentration test apparently is going to be, testing your ability to meditate while being, while trying to be influenced by outside of events. Keeping your calm in the midst of battle kind of thing. Or in this case, in the midst of other events that won't exactly threaten your safety, so it might be a bit easier, but who knows. So if y'all would like to get into whatever meditation pose you would like to get into, it's a weird fucking sentence, we will begin after that. Also to reiterate, the concentration scale is going to be 3.5 related rather than Pathfinder's concentration, since concentration Pathfinder does not exist outside of casters, which is about casting spells and not actually concentrating on what you're doing. So, gonna go with the 3.5 system on that. Just a con check, since there is no proper skill involved. Does Sandeep and Karnam take up their meditation pose? Whatever it may be.
Yep, I sit on the ground.
Carnum's gonna take Lotus position and get a faraway look in his eyes. At which point I like to make a knowledge engineering check to consider my creation.
The hand truck?
Yes.
Alright.
That is how he's going to work his way through this entire event.
In both cases, are your eyes open?
Yes. I just kind of have the 1,000-yard stare.
And Sandeep's eyes are open.
Yes.
I got a 10 on my engineering check.
Ma'am, can you reiterate what I've told you before for the hand truck?
So, I want to use metals to handle weight, brass specifically. I want to have wheels on it, no shit. Magic isn't going to be very useful, and I might want to use wooden axles and maybe wheels to get cost reduction.
And you rolled a what? 10?
10. Well, I rolled a 3. I got a 10.
Fair enough. Karnam reconsiders what, how useful or not useful the magic is, and he might need to look into it, rather than just outright saying it's not going to be helpful.
Eh.
Alright, well, while concentration begins, Landjar actually uses his Hammer of Thunderbolts.
That's really distracting.
So yeah, go ahead and roll a concentration check. Okay,
Are you fucking kidding me?
as a loud, thundering clap is heard. And out of curiosity, either of you in the front row?
Was it open when I got there?
There would have been a spot open.
Then, yeah, probably.
I'm on one of the side walls. I don't think I'm at the front.
Okay, well, Cardinal will also need to roll a fort save.
Well, I already lost concentration, I'll tell you that. I got a 4 on concentration and a modified 20 on the fort save.
Well, the good news is you're not stunned from the sound, but you were definitely taken aback, trying to go into considering what you should be doing for the hand truck, when suddenly a loud, thunderous clap was heard. And Sandeep got a what?
12.
If you're wondering, by the way, it becomes a +5 large giant bane returning thundering warhammer.
Jesus.
But the only time that actually happens is if the wearer knows it's a Hammer of Thunderbolts, and is also wearing a belt of giant strength.
That is a very specific hammer.
Yeah, otherwise it's just a +3 large returning warhammer.
Only just.
It's an artifact, if you're wondering. Probably not going to find too many of these out in the world. Also, Sandeep's character would have been taken aback a bit by the thunderous clap, but not as much as Karnam was.
I don't get guarded senses till next fighter level.
Few minutes go by. Peace seems to have come back to the room. If you guys are paying close attention at all to anyone else around you, you would be hearing some muttering at the front of the room. It's like a whispered muttering though, so you'd have to be paying very damn close attention, probably not concentrating on meditation as much. But that said, after a bit more of communication happens, both of you would realize that the room is definitely filling up with smoke. Part of the reason why I asked if you guys had your eyes open or not. But this isn't just any kind of smoke.
It's the swamp gas, man.
It's a sticky smoke. I don't know how to really say it. It's like a resinous smoke. So shit would obviously be weird for your eyes in that type of situation. Hell, it would be weird for your body as well, as think like, you know, maple syrup kind of just getting all over your body right now in smoke form.
I mean, I was already covered in someone's sweat. Because of the fucking grapple.
Oh yeah. Yeah, fair enough. So roll concentration.
I'm not liking this test as much.
Yeah, I'm probably not taking this one.
Okay, Jared, what'd you get?
4.
I got a 12.
So we switched.
Yeah. You have a count of 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay then. Well, Lamb, Cardinal is able to concentrate through it, albeit barely. Sandeep, on the other hand, it doesn't feel right to him. Concentration is broken. His meditation is broken, if you will. As maybe Sandeep starts questioning what the hell this smoke is all about. After it's apparent on some people getting, well, distracted by the smoke, especially considering some of them may have gone through fires in their life, who knows. The room is quickly cleared out with a, what do you call it, a fan? But I'm thinking like Japanese fan, but it's magic. And it's like causing a large gust.
Summoning weasels.
Probably a spell for it.
Summoning weasels? I mean, there's summon woodland creatures.
I'm not talking about weasels specifically, I'm talking about the gust of wind.
I'm pretty sure Gust of Wind is a spell. Or like Control Wind or something.
Gust of wind is a thing, but it's a line-shaped gust of severe wind. It's not like a cone. Regardless, a very large cone gust of wind clears out the room of smoke, but, you know, you just got a large gust of wind. So, concentration check. As, well, I'm gonna call it 70-mile-per-hour winds just ran over your body.
Well, that works for me.
Alright. What did you get?
23.
13.
Okay. Oh, Sandeep is, distracted once again from the gust of wind. Might have, been unable to reconcentrate fully after the weird, sticky, resinous smoke. But, Carnum, on the other hand, seems to be doing much better off, maybe getting adjusted to the weirdness of, this test, and is able to, meditate through it just fine. Did Cardinal want to roll another knowledge engineering?
He would.
Alright. This is a fast test, mostly, but, I mean, still, there's been at least 10 minutes by now have gone by, so.
26.
Just in the middle of the test, we hear him shout out, Eureka!
Well, kind of. With that roll, Cardinal actually does make a breakthrough, and, seems kind of distracted from the fact that he's doing a test right now and is focusing heavily on that. He has at least mental picture, whether or not he chooses to actually write this down right this second is up to him, of how the hand truck should look like in great detail. The dimensions, sizing, everything.
Yeah, I don't think he would need. He wouldn't even have anything to write it on right now, so I don't think he's too worried about getting it written down this very second. So that is the thing he would want to, like, right after the test ends, he's gonna run to a general store, grab some, like, parchment and charcoal and fucking write that shit. Or a pen. One of the two.
Well, let's hope you don't get too distracted then during the rest of this test. And you forget what you've come up with. And after the thunderous clap of wind. That's not what I was thinking, Brain. After the large gust of wind, comes another thunderous clap. There we go. From Thandrar's hammer. Also means I am needing to do it on the fort save.
Oh, I lost concentration. But I fucking nailed the fort save. got an 8 on concentration and a natural 20 on the save.
Alright, DC's 15 on that save, by the way. Otherwise, you're stunned for a round. And what about Sandeep?
9 on the concentration.
Well, in both cases, perhaps from him having done it once before, you guys are both actually able to concentrate through it. Made the DC 5.
You know, complain.
I will say the last one, though, is going to be harder. And you said both of your bonuses is a +3?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, well, both of you might fail this last roll then. We'll see. 2 minutes go by once more, just like before. Before that smoke returns. At least for a few seconds. As it is quickly overcome by, well, fire, honestly. I was trying to come up with more flavored wording on that, and I just couldn't. So yeah, the room fills up with fire. Might actually say that, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire was actually true in this case, whereas before it was just smoke. Both Karnam and Sandeep, by the way, would definitely feel the heat of the fire around them, though it is not going to last stupidly long, but it's definitely long enough for you to definitely recognize that it's there. Not going to burn you or anything, but it's there. So what you guys get on the rolls?
I have a 16.
14. I got my first roll above 10.
And it still wasn't good enough.
Yes, an 11.
Still wasn't good enough. Wait, first roll. Oh, okay, you just said above 10. And yes, I decided to go elemental for the distractions for this. If it wasn't obvious.
Then shouldn't I get a bonus for being elemental monk? No.
No. The DC on that, by the way, was 20 because who the hell expects getting surrounded by fire?
Someone in this fucking city during a Mad Kill event.
The Monk skill changes up every year of what they do, so no one really expects the fire. Nobody expects the Fire Inquisition.
I didn't mean in this event specifically, I just meant in the city. It's just, and suddenly there's fire. Fucking Mage Guild.
Well, if it's not from the Mage Guild, then suddenly there's a bunch of guards there immediately. Dealing with the fire. So feel free to chat as I roll up NPC down.
Right. Yeah, those first two rolls kind of just fucked us. It was what? 9 and a 1?
Yep. I had an average roll of 7.4.
Yeah, I probably should have been getting mine. I should start doing that, seeing my fucking average roll per session.
Well, if
I don't
physics
know.
tells us
It's kinda
anything, it
sad.
should be 10.
It should.
Well, 10 plus whatever your bonus is for a particular type of roll.
Well, I was just doing the average of the die.
And if it means anything, the NPCs are not doing too well either.
I'm just glad I rolled that 6.
Just means we're saving up our good rolls for later.
I don't get good rolls. Have you seen me play this game? Or if I do, they're immediately sabotaged.
Yeah. I am quite used to not being able to roll well for my own character. And rolling exceptionally well if I'm playing a bad guy. What's that? You want me to roll for the goblins? Okay. Crit everyone. You wanted this to be an introductory fight? Everyone's dead.
We kind of had that happen in one of our other Pathfinder games. Noah was our fucking front line, and he just died immediately.
I shot our fighter in the back and then rolled for the vampire and dropped him in one hit. So, as myself, I attacked him twice.
Lamb, roll me one more concentration check, please.
17.
Son of a bitch. Roll another one, please.
God damn it. 16.
Seriously? One more, please.
God fucking damn it. 6.
For fuck's sake! Roll something other than what I'm rolling with the goddamn RNG generator.
7.
Finally! Fucking rolled a 4. Apparently it rolled a 1.
I also rolled a 4, except I got a +3.
Oh no, it rolled a 1 and then had the +3 from the concentration that you guys have, so.
Yeah.
Alright, well, in that case, Lamb wins.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am not. But to be fair, it was a 4-way tie for first.
Ow!
So, the first roll, by the way, was 8, 17, 8. And then you said you rolled a 17, so that didn't fucking help. So there was a 2-way tie for first, and then roll again, and then fucking, yeah. Finally, Lamb wins. Finally. So a tiebreak has happened during this event with people watching and whatnot, and they declare Connor the winner after how many rolls was that? 4 tiebreak rolls?
It's like 4 tiebreakers, yeah. Also, apparently YouTube does the Netflix thing now where it asks if you're still watching.
They've done that for a while.
Have they?
Yeah, I noticed it doesn't always pop up though. Like when it should, but it usually happens when you're watching like a longer video.
Well, I mean, it just happened to me for my fucking music. I was like, why is it quiet?
Well, yeah, like if a video is an hour or two, it'll usually pop up like halfway through.
Well, I mean, I'm listening to a whole bunch of like 2 to 5 minute things.
Oh, you're not listening to any of the like full OST links that's out at the moment?
No. I try not to do like the full OST ones since that includes both like I try to separate it into music I use for combat and music I use for just like regular roleplay stuff.
Would you classify this as roleplay stuff or combat stuff?
Roleplay stuff.
I don't know, you just had to roll 4 tiebreakers. That sounds like combat to me.
Yeah, but it wasn't because I was punching someone.
You could have been. I didn't say what the tiebreakers were.
It was a duel to the death.
No, it
That's
was someone
the kid.
blaring insults, so it was your attempts to not hit someone.
Anyway. With the test over with, Thyndrar asks for Cardum to come up to receive his reward.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, right. Just kind of shaking his head and just standing up. Not because he's, like, in disbelief, he's just trying to get out of, I need to think about this handcart thing mode.
If it means
Yeah,
anything, at least you didn't win by 1.
They're calling out for you, and you're like, I'm still meditating.
I essentially
this is
just
part of
one
the
by
test,
one.
right?
Thynjar would have made it clear that the test is over with at this point. Especially considering, tiebreaker stuff. Anyway, Lamb. Thynjar hands you a ring.
Alright.
A half onyx and half clear white crystal ring, which is magically fused together and hardened to the strength of steel.
Alright, the ring is up.
And, no, MacLeod actually does not give out gold. Poverty and all. So, I mean, to be fair, this ring is worth 10,000 gold, so there's that.
I was just making sure I didn't need to, go down my list and keep typing.
But yeah, no, just a ring.
Yeah. Alright, so do I know what this is, or do I need to go have it appraised somewhere? I'm actually saying that in character. Actually know what it is, or am I getting it appraised?
Well, Thynjar responds with, I don't know what it is. It was just told to hand it out as a reward. I'm sure one of the monks around here knows what it is.
Alright. Thanks, sir. If you don't mind, I have to go, sprint down to a general store. I need to go grab some stuff real quick.
Ready then?
Yeah, it sounds weird, but it happens more often than you'd think.
I got a ring. I need to run down to the general store.
Yeah.
And then Thynjar thinks to himself, by general store, did he mean pawn shop?
So as I'm half running out, I'm just gonna stop for a second and point Sandeep like, I'll see you back at the pub. I need to run real quick.
See you back at the palm?
Pub.
Oh, I heard bomb or palm?
The pond.
The pawn shop? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure in hell didn't hear a hub. By the way, if you
barb shops, salt paper.
Maybe. If you're wondering, the ring is of ring of key mastering. Because monk guild.
Yep.
So Sandeep won, and he learned if that was a ring of key master. He probably was going to give it to you anyway. That or tried to sell it for 10,000 gold. Who knows?
Key, a thing I don't even have yet.
Well, the funny thing is, you actually need a key pool in order to use the ring itself.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I don't even have it yet. But yeah, I'm gonna run down to I don't know if it's actually called general store, but
yeah, I think I marked some of the places over in the marketplace to be like general goods.
But yeah, I'm just gonna pretty much run into those, get an empty journal and probably a few pens.
Yeah, one of the places is called the Drawing Spoon, and they're general goods.
The Drawing Spoon?
Yes. Okay. It's the Drawing Spoon. Don't ask. They're the Drawing Spoon, and they sell general goods. They're also in the marketplace area, which is across town.
Yep.
I don't.
Well, I mean, it leads me to bottle anyway, so.
True. And you probably wouldn't at least have remembered that probably was a general goods store over there or two.
Or at least a marketplace.
Yeah. Alright, so Cardinal runs there, grabs some paper, writes down information.
Yeah, no, well, I'm buying basically just an entire blank journal.
And I imagine you're running down the stuff right then and there. Because you can.
Either that or as I'm walking back to the inn. In pub tavern.
That test, if you're wondering, only took an hour and a half. So you guys still have a bit of time before night comes around. So like central test probably is coming to an end soon, but it's still going on just barely. Ours is of course still in the library reading.
Then I will see if I can find a craftsman, either wood or leather, that focuses on elven goods.
Well, you're right next to a woodworking shop.
Wait, you talking about the wooden wheelhouse? The one that he went to get the wagon built?
I mean, all I see is that it's a fucking woodworking shop.
It's the one he went to get the wagon built.
Say that like I remember things from week to week.
I try to.
Take notes.
Notes. Who does that?
I don't,
people.
obviously.
Well, technically you have notes in the form of you're recording.
Well, in that case,
Help
we
us
all
with
have
the
those
death
notes.
Yeah, but you're the one taking them.
At least up to session 2 at the moment. Or, wait, 3? 2 or 3. Editing these, by the way, is a lot of fucking work. A lot of time.
Yeah, I don't get a key pool for another level.
I blame
Over
Lamb. You keep having to edit out his coughs.
Well, I do edit that out. I also edit out when Tate interrupts and shit like that.
And when no one's talking, and
Yep. Or like when I say at like certain spots right before a sentence, and I can actually get in there to edit that out, or when you guys do it. I think the biggest offender of that is actually Marcus.
Biggest offender of what?
Us. Besides myself, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're talking about like the biggest volume of people who are talking in this series, it's probably between you two. Well, okay, it's undisputedly Cal, but
I disagree.
I try and talk a lot.
At the beginning of the session of which I'm currently editing, which I believe is session 4, the first like 30 minutes was mostly Marcus talking. And that was the actual fight that happened between him and Sandeep. That sparring match from way long ago.
Yeah, well, it was between me and Aethys.
Right, when I was spectating. I'm aware of this because I had to re-listen to the entire thing for editing purposes. Speaking of editing purposes, I'll be right back because bathroom. In which case, this is another one of those instances where I normally cut out shit.
cool. I'll be right back then.
Well, for the rest of you, that's me and Liam, obviously, feel free to talk.
Hey, hi, hello, it's me, the boy.
But are you back in town?
There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa.
I think I will also be right back.
It worked. Now it's just me and Marcus. It me, the fox, the man, the myth, it me, the fox, the myth, the legend.
I was muted. I am still here.
Can't explain why, but quickly, give me a fantasy race that would fit this criteria. They have lower attack, higher defense, lower speed, but higher charisma, like talking.
Armadillo people?
I'm with Noah on this. I vote armadillo people.
I'm gonna pass on that one and ask for a different one. Because that's a weird.
Armadillo people. Pangolin people.
I'm back.
While you were gone, we all ascended.
Or one where
it's armadillo people.
It's just a trade of less attack for more defense.
That one Bounto from Bleach. You remember the Bounto arc, right, Marcus?
The Bount arc? Sure.
Yeah, Bounto.
Yeah, Bount.
Yeah, Bounto.
I had no O after it.
But yeah, it did. In the sub. Not in the sub, yeah. Yeah, in the sub when they said it. It's Bounto.
No, that's how they pronounced it, but the arc itself wasn't titled that.
The one dude who's like, haha, I have the perfect defense. And now I'm gonna attack you, and now it's the perfect attack. There's nothing you can do to stop me.
Except for attack you, because now you don't have the perfect defense.
Now I have the perfect defense. And then his superpower was, now I have the perfect defense and attack at the same time. How are you gonna stop me? Attack you. Ah, my one weakness.
I mean, we're talking about vampires that played with dolls, Tate, so...
What the fuck did I come back to?
Vampires playing with dolls.
Tate was talking about Bleach and the Bount arc, and I was like, yeah, I mean, you're talking about vampires who played with dolls.
I can tell you the final arcs made me realize how awesome the Bount arc was. I keep bringing it up, but I will never let Kubo abscond out of here with his fucking morals intact after those. We were enjoying it. It was such a beautiful anime. So awesome, beautiful manga. And then it just went all over our faces.
Different path of direction. You know what caught me off guard? Attack on Titan. Going from a kind of survivalist thing into there's other countries that are at war, and it turns out the island isn't the last bastion of humanity, and the Titans are part of this war, and everyone was lied to, but not kinda, but was.
I've only watched the season 2.
I
haven't
think
read
the
any of the
anime
manga for season 3.
I don't think the anime's caught up to the manga, but yeah.
Whoa, yeah, spoilers, please.
Yeah, no, there's a war. There's other countries.
Yo, Tef hasn't seen it.
It makes a huge shift. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I haven't even read half of it. I was just curious.
You've
one day. I was
already
like,
spoiled a lot.
I mean, yes and no. It comes out of Left Ball, and now it's like an entirely different thing. So, I mean, really, it's only watch the first season if you don't want it to change. Probably. That's a hard thing with manga and anime. I don't know when seasons happen, but still. Personally, I dropped off of it once it did that. I was like, you had this mystery stuff going on. I was interested. I thought maybe some interesting, weird stuff. And then it just went to a shonen, super shonen. Woo.
Tef, you need to get Netflix, because they showed all of season 2.
So,
You know, there's season 3 out, right, Date?
It's already out now?
Yes, and it's done.
Oh, I think I've seen season 3 then.
New ODM? If that was introduced, yes, you have.
No, I have not then. Oh wait, yes I have.
Okay.
See, my favorite part is when Aaron and Mikasa fuse together to defeat Mega Titan Pikachu for the sake of stopping Mega Titan Pikachu's overlord.
Reinhardt and Bertold?
I was gonna say Yajirobe, but sure.
I read a
Yajirobe's the
weird-
fat samurai from Dragon Ball.
I read a weird manga, a fan manga, that was kind of endorsed, but at the same time, it's like an alternate story called DBZ, The Day I Was Reincarnated as Yamcha. Well, at least
Yeah.
I've seen something about it. And the premise is, the guy keeps dying as Yamcha, but every time he dies, he gets stronger, like a Saiyan. He just keeps coming back. So when it gets to the Vegeta arc, it does the seed, but it's like his power level's over 10,000. Like, how? You're only a human.
So I'm looking at gods, and I'm looking at 3 of them, and I'm not sure which one.
For your character?
Yeah.
Which
Jared,
3?
can you come here?
Irori is the most, like, stereotypical kind of monk one you could find. The god of enlightenment, self-perfection, knowledge, healing, and inner strength.
Okay.
There's Pharasma, who seems to make more sense as a Dhampir deity. The Lady of Graves is the goddess who shepherds the recently departed to their final reward.
Do you have links to the 3?
I do.
Should post them.
And then there's Alceta, who is the goddess of doors.
So at 3rd level, I just found something. I can spend an arcane pull point as an immediate action to gain resistance to damage for 1 round to all attacks.
What's your alignment?
Neutral.
Okay.
So, I got a little story that Jared reminded me of. So, we were cleaning out under shelves before the event, and they found this weird purple, it looks like an oversized grape. It's filled with glitter water, and I was like, no UPC, we didn't have it anywhere in the store, so we're just like, I was like, can I have that? They're like, sure, whatever. It's probably been there for a while, because it was coated in dust. So I took it home with me, so now I have an oversized grape for a pet.
Sounds like something you'd do.
Yeah.
Surprised nobody has asked me his name.
I like the concept of Alasta,
Alceta.
but I would say the other 2 would probably be more fitting for the character. Unless he's really, really going to be into travel through gateways. And then
Keep in mind, once he hits monk level 20, he can travel between the planes freely.
Oh, no, I understand, but that's what I'm saying. Like, unless you're really having his character mentality devoted to that. Otherwise, I'd say ultimately it comes down to more, is he more into his lineage, or is he more into his training? Because if he's much more about being a monk, he'd probably be following Iori, but if he's more into who he is and
I mean, to be fair, there's
neutral-
there's nothing stopping me from doing any combination of the 3. I'm not a cleric. It doesn't
that's
fucking
true
matter.
too.
But I don't know. I just thought Alceta would be an interesting thing because I'm not focusing on either of those. I'm focusing on something completely different. And it's less the It's less that the get planar travel would be like the ultimate fucking end of his like religious path with Alceta. It's more fuck, where was I going with that? It's more a fascination with the way things transition.
Right. I'd say either all three, or if you want to have it, it would probably go with how you've played. Probably Iori, then Pharasma, and then Alceta. But technically following all three, but kind of like a major, minor, and respected kind of a thing.
That's fair.
One where he recognizes Iori as his deity, but then pays tribute to Pharasma, and then respects Alceta over top the rest of them then.
What do you say about interrupting, Tate? God.
I'm kind of sad the Lady of Pain isn't a thing.
As God?
Well, okay, I understand why she's not God to an extent, but considering she kind of kills the shit out of anyone who tries to worship her.
Oh yeah, her.
Mm-hmm. It seems like Alceta's kind of taken her place.
Yeah, in a much nicer way.
Yeah. You know, if you couldn't tell by the title, The Welcomer, as opposed to The Lady of Pain.
Yeah. What? I mean, why is she called the Lady of Pain? Well, I mean, her hair is technically swords, so...
I think that's a crown.
Maybe? That's the interesting thing with deities.
It could be anything you want. It could even be a boat. No, you wanted one of those?
For all those that don't know, the Lady of Pain comes from a set called Planescape, where the whole idea is characters jumping through the planes. And she comes from one of them, I don't remember. But it's like
she is at the center of all planes.
Yeah, she's like in the middle. So you travel there, and pretty much everyone understands that you don't fuck with her rules. So like angels and demons hate each other, or celestials and demons, whatever. And if they go there, they're not allowed to fight each other, or she will literally just erase you from existence. Because fuck you, don't do that. Same thing with worshipping, like Lamb said. If you start worshipping her, she goes, I don't want to be worshipped, and erases you from existence because fuck you. She has servants that are basically on level with, like, middle to higher level celestial creatures. But they're just her servants, and they don't do shit otherwise.
That type of person would not be able to exist within this campaign, by the way. Maybe as a legend, but they would not exist otherwise.
Well, she also got replaced in the world of Pathfinder with a different deity, which is what brought this entire conversation up. She was kind of replaced with Alceta, who is the goddess of doorways, portals, thresholds, and the transition from year to year.
I mean, that's fine and all, but if she existed in what you guys are saying she would exist as, she would not exist. She would have been erased herself. There are more powerful deities than her in this campaign. Some of those deities you guys probably will never meet or ever hear about, but they exist. I reject your reality of erasing me and replace it with my own. No, the deity is not Adam.
Damn you, Mr. Savage.
Anyways, Sandeep was doing what again for break and whatnot?
I was gonna look for either a wood or leather craftsman who specializes in elven goods.
Elven goods.
Basically, I need a sheath or scabbard for my sword now that I'm able to use it.
So you would need someone who can make a scabbard, not necessarily an elven scabbard.
Yes, but it's an elven sword, so I was hoping to get someone who knows the, yeah.
Well, an elven scabbard, to me, would be one built by an elf with elven markings on it. You can get away with a scabbard made by literally anyone to fit the blade.
Yes, but my preference would be something fitting to the blade itself, so someone who knows how to make if either an elf or someone who's worked for elves.
Roll me perception.
10.
You are unable to determine if one such place even exists within the city.
Then I will spend more than one day looking.
One more day?
I mean, it's a big city. They're all probably like, if I see an elf with some nice equipment, I might ask where they got it, or I'll just be paying attention as I'm going around.
Okay, well, you'll be on the lookout for that then. Anyone else doing anything else? By the time Sandeep has done a preliminary search, looking around, by the way, Unan and Kaz would be done with their test at this point.
All I'm doing at this point is going back to the inn and writing in more detail what my plans for the handcart are.
Alright. Taurus is reading. Unan and Kaz?